know what it is. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. Go up to the gate at 1600 on the map. Yeah, supposed to be the people's house. I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers. I'm balling through the wall. Power to the people. Yeah, I got a
Greetings.
call. Trapping for the team. Red and white and blue. That's me.
Recording live from Tahoe. You know what we do.
I got the keys. I'm in the lobby. Yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the old.
I'm 5 minutes late. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm 5 minutes late.
Yeah, you know my game's strong. Freedom is the better, and I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting all. I bury you inside the booth. Founding fathers' vision, yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Big pharma, big tech, turn these dreams to bags. I'm the voice of the hood, trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hands, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promise they selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.
That was photo ops, power plays all day. I'm trapping for the vote. Big Zeus.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to rock and roll as long as we
Powers
can.
in the air. Big Zeus. Yeah. We knocking on the door. Big Zeus.
VIP, nice to see
We
you.
wanna hear your song. Yeah. Yeah. Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. Smoke. People don't play it.
Good morning. What's good? Jess, I'm back. 1600 got your soul.
Put my portrait on the wall. They staring at me like I'm cold.
Greatest story ever told. I will never ever fold. I'm trapping out the West Wing, doing deals all in the dark. Make your dreams come true. All I need is a spark. Red phone ringing, but you don't know who is on my line. Got the Constitution. Let's go. I've been on my third backup account because this one and my other backup are down. I'm trying to get it up. Don't worry. 1600, do it all day, all night. The people's house
is a trap. Got the power, get it back. Money talk loud, time to clap. Fight for the keys, that's a fact. It's a rap. I'ma bring it back in the people's house. Powers in the air.
That's the backup to the backup right there, ladies and gentlemen. Dark Zeus. Make sure you're following that because you never know what they're gonna do to me. You never know what they're gonna do to me, right? All right. And you know, I'm not at the compound. I'm recording live from Tahoe, so we're gonna work with what we got. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get this show started. Hey, we're making it work. Wow. W. Rick, nice to see you, champion.
It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
I'm like the
W. Zeus, yeah.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Deja vu when I'm not hit by first class.
Let's do it.
Like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Car sit in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Nice to see all you lovely, amazing, wonderful people out there. Thank you. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we go with viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Let's go. Let's go. 7. All right, here goes. Y'all want to hear Zeus haters? No matter what part of the planet, Zeus haters always say the same thing. Watch, listen to what they say. Here you go.
Yes. It was
Oh, keep it clean.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh. Oh. They always say the same thing. They always say the same thing. What a disgrace. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host, I'm your pilot, and we're going to hopefully try to be as smooth as possible. You know, I can't go too hard on TikTok because the algorithm is trying to figure out how to manage and contain me because I'm so overwhelmingly great, powerful, sensational, diabolical, magical, theatrical. So the algorithm, all right? And so we're just going to do what we do and then try to get out of here as quick as possible. So along those lines, for those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? W Bella in the chat, and W Yeetus. Yeetus, I love it. Thank you. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H it's because I'm honest. That's what the first H stands for, all right? I'm so honest, I'll tell you the truth whether you like it or not, because I don't care, all right? Secondly, I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize, because I don't think apologizing is a sign of weakness. I actually think it's a sign of strength. Strength like what's going on over here. W Zeus, huge W. Huge W. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain. What did you say, Eugene? The most what? Handsome! Yeah. Pharaoh, look at that. Thank you. You all are so nice to me. Thank you. I know Eugene hates it, and Nutty does too. I haven't seen Nutty in a while, but these are some of the most, they're strong men, except for in this area when it comes to my handsomeness. They just turn out to be some of the, and I'm praying for them, all right? Now, many of you are very familiar with what we do on this side of TikTok. What we do is like I said, it's necessary in order to save this great country of ours. We hold Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons all accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And isn't it safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Donald Trump and MAGA, it's like they've hit the jackpot, right, when it comes to committing crimes, right? Good morning, everyone. And so what I'll ask is this. Considering what's going on right now in America, and we all you don't need to listen to what Donald Trump says, and you don't need to go read what he writes on Live Central. Just look at what's going on around you. Isn't it safe to say no one should be supporting Donald Trump at this point, right? No one should be supporting Donald Trump. But I'll ask anyway, is there anybody out there, let me ask it in a clear way, that still thinks Donald Trump should remain president? Let's do it that way, all right? Because they play these weird mental games with you. They try to trick you. Does anyone still think he should be allowed to run the country? Just let me see if I would. Nope. I want to double check with all of the wonderful people out there. No, good answers, good answers. Hey, Val. Ray does? Okay, Ray. All right, Ray. Well, here's the thing, Ray. What I'm going to ask you to do is grab about 4 or 5 of your friends, and why don't you all just leave this live, and you could go hang out with these fake TikTok hosts. If you need me to give you a list of names, I can do that. Starting with Snuggie, Wildman69, SC stands for South Carolina, I believe, and I believe that's his Grindr handle. You could go hang out with them, because they'll lie to you and take all of the money you got left that Donald Trump hasn't taken, and then they'll say, now, you know what? Come on back tomorrow. There's more where that came from, all right? They'll do that to you, all right? I won't do that to you. What I'll do is I'm just going to deliver the truth, whether you like it or not. And so listen up. If you don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between, leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you in here. I promise you it will. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
And I try to tell them.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed, and I take no responsibility for sparks that start to fly. And again, today's Friday. We normally do short shows Thursday and Friday, but you know what? I started a little late, so I'll go a little late. All right, and we'll go through as many of these topics as I can. So the first thing that I want to address, ladies and gentlemen, is Donald Trump had a cabinet meeting yesterday, and I don't know if you all saw it, and it's just a lot of unhinged ranting and raving, but the most diabolical thing that I heard yesterday had to do with what him and RFK were discussing, and it had a lot to do with Tylenol and some folks being circumcised, and this is something I've never ever heard before, and it's worthy of Lake of Fire treatment, and then we'll get into some of the other things that are going on. All right, so what we'll do is let Donald Trump and RFK Jr. Educate us on Tylenol, circumcision, and autism, if you don't mind.
For years, and you should be getting bipartisan accolades on that. I'll say one other thing about Tylenol, only because of this. This morning before I came in here, somebody showed me a TikTok video.
A TikTok video.
Of a pregnant woman, 8 months pregnant.
Oh.
She is an associate professor at the Columbia Medical School.
Oh.
And she is saying F Trump and gobbling Tylenol with her baby in her placenta. And
Gobbling Tylenol.
The level of Trump derangement syndrome has now left political landscapes, and it is now in the realm of pathology. And a mother could overwhelm millions of years of maternal instinct to put her baby at risk. And all you have to do is look at the studies which you and I talked about. It's not dispositive that causes autism. It is so suggestive that anybody who takes this stuff during pregnancy, unless they have to, is irresponsible. There are 15 rodent studies. Every one of them shows if you give it to the mother, the babies, and particularly the male babies, have profound neurological and behavioral changes. There is a study from Johns Hopkins on cord blood where they divided women into 3 categories: those who had the least acetaminophen in their cord blood, and those who had the most. The ones with the most had 3.6 times the rate of autism in their children. The middle category had 2.2 times, so it's a dose-related response. And there are dozens of studies that show the countries that use the most have the highest level of autism. Cuba has the lowest level in the world of acetaminophen use, and it has the lowest autism rate in the world. So this is not dispositive.
Dr. R.K. Jr.
We're doing the studies to make the proof.
Yeah, he just got on the job. He knows everything.
The precautionary principle should apply. And any mother who is taking this stuff during pregnancy just to get back at Donald Trump is doing something that is pathological. And we're seeing that across the board. I got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but I know we got a short time here. But thank you, Mr. President. You're making our country healthier again.
Thank you, Bobby. Could you just, for the record, state what the autism was, let's say, 20 years ago and what it is today?
What it was?
In 1970, the largest epidemiological study in history was performed. 900,000 kids were looked at.
Don't bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm trying to do is help Donald Trump supporters understand that Donald Trump is once again trying to take them out. And I've been a firm believer in saying this. And people get mad at me and they say, Zeus, you know, yesterday I got mad. Remember Kelton? He came up on my show and Kelton had a serious crash out. But I realized after I thought about it, they don't like it when we tell them the truth. So I'm going to say it. Number one, it's always going to be standing policy in the kingdom that Donald Trump stages all kinds of random events when his poll numbers are tanking. All right, like what we just saw happening with Israel. I still believe that staged. Like we saw what happened in Butler. Like we saw what happened on January 6th. Okay, so that's standing business. And then the other thing is this. Him and RFK Jr. once again, they're promoting misinformation and disinformation that's perfectly crafted to trick his supporters into, you know, what they call peacefully crossing into the afterlife, right? And that's a huge W, Zeus. So he's trying to convince his supporters to peacefully cross into the afterlife. All right. So if you want to go into the afterlife and be with your dear leader, just keep listening to these two.
Wisconsin children. They looked at every child in Wisconsin who was 8 years old. They found an autism rate of 0.7 per 10,000. So almost close to 1 in 20,000, less than 1 in 10,000. Yeah. Today, the autism rates are nationally 1 in 31, but it's actually much worse than that because California, which has the best collection system.
California has the best collection system.
Wow. 1 in every 19 children, 1 in every 12.5 boys. This is a national security issue. There is nothing more important. And I'm grateful to you, Mr. President, because you know the flack that you take for even talking about this issue. You've shown courage and you've shown leadership, and I can't thank you enough for letting me do this work.
Thank you. So think of that, 1 in 20,000, and now it's 1 in 12 for boys, 1 in 18, 19 for girls. So obviously there's something that's artificially, I think, induced, something, whether it's the vaccines in terms of these massive vaccines that are twice the size of a jar like that, in a glass of water like that, I mean, into a baby's body.
Wow.
And I've suggested get them in doses, get them in, maybe 20%, 30%, but smaller, not such a big. I think, that. And we had certain recommendations, the MMR.
Does anybody know what he's talking about, by the way? I have no clue. I've listened to this at least 6 times. Normally I jump in and try to pick up the pieces, but I'm listening to him and I'm going, this guy clearly, something's really wrong with him, and that's probably why he's going to the hospital today, because no President Biden, even if he was sleeping on the beach dreaming and rambling while he was dreaming, he still sounded way more intelligent than this. And MAGA knows this.
Take them separately. The measles is already separate now, and it works out much better. But there doesn't seem to be any impact if you take it separately. If you take it as a combination, it's not so great.
You're good.
And some other things. But I would say don't take Tylenol if you're pregnant, and when the baby is born, don't give it Tylenol. You can avoid it at all. Just don't give it Tylenol.
Just let him go.
Really, what do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? I mean, wow, Donald Trump. He's basically telling his supporters, what do you have to lose? Take my medical advice as you peacefully cross over into the afterlife. Wow.
Also, there's many other confirmation studies. There's 2 studies that show children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism.
Oh.
It's highly likely because they're given Tylenol.
So I'm going to stop RFK Jr. right there. So he said children that are circumcised are highly likely to have autism, double the rate. And you should have just seen all the men's faces at the table. I'm not going to name them, but they literally gasped. Because then they started to have a moment of self-reflection at that moment, because either we got to talk about autism or we got to talk about whether or not you're circumcised. Huge W, Zeus, right? And so what we'll do is this. Because if you look at all these men at the table, you got to at least acknowledge some of y'all must not be circumcised, which is your business. You can do that, but it's not, I wouldn't do it. And then the other side is you must have autism. And then you go to yourself, wow, and this is who's running the country, because Donald Trump isn't there. This is who's running the country. And I got sick. I almost threw up. A bunch of, they're trying to say they're uncircumcised men. What a disgrace. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up this lake of fire. This is what we got to do. Help Trump supporters understand, wow, it's really warm today. And who should we throw in there? Well, let's start with everybody that's at this so-called cabinet meeting yesterday, from Donald Trump all the way down, Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Pete Kegsbreath. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending them where they belong, straight to hell. This is MAGA, though. This is MAGA, though.
Silence to MAGA.
Yeah, and so what we will be doing is anybody that supports Donald Trump, first thing I'm going to ask you is how much Tylenol did you take? And then I'm going to ask you, and it's personal, but I think we got to start asking, did you get nipped or did you not get nipped, right? Because we got to know whether or not you got it, like RFK said, all right? Because this is coming straight out of the cult. This is cult behavior, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff up. Now, one of the things that I definitely wanted to address, ladies and gentlemen, and you all know me, right? Let me see if I can get this photo up here. Let me see. You all know me. They say, Zeus, you're a race baiter. They tell me, people make up stories about me, Zeus, you're a race baiter, and all these other things. But I want to make sure I get this on the record, ladies and gentlemen. ICE, they break into a woman's car in the pickup line at West Loop Elementary School in Chicago, and then they detain her before she can pick up her kids. And so let me ask this question real quick before I hit play on this, because I gotta do this for the United States. I gotta help people understand why a lot of people don't like ICE. All right, I'm not promoting or encouraging any kind of violence whatsoever. Nonviolence. But it seems some of these people who are working for ICE, they can't quite understand why the public at large is totally outraged. Who in America wants to see grown men doing this to women? Who in America wants to see grown men running around with masks on, hopping out of unmarked vehicles, slamming innocent women to the ground? Listen to this. Listen to this. the screaming? You hear the screaming?
Wait.
Innocent bystanders walking up with their cameras, doing God's work. Because if you can film these creatures that are being disgusting like this, please get them on camera. Because God's judgment, ladies and gentlemen, they can't escape God's judgment. But who wants to? Early in the morning, you're dropping your kids off. You got to grab your coffee. It was already hard to get them there on time, and then you got these blood curdling screams. You think these screams you hear in scary movies, but no, this isn't a scary movie. Well, maybe it is, and it's the unimaginable.
Into the school and to do
They
this?
have a warrant. They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
You're going to record this. Don't get close to me, right? Like, go stay back, please. You're being arrested.
Yeah, but you guys sent to
No warrant. You're forcefully banging through. You bust out the window. You snatch her out of the car in front of her kids in the middle of the line, and everyone's having to be a witness to this. And ICE is running around here saying we have to wear masks because we're afraid of the people. Well, listen up, ICE. If that's what's going on, then that means it's really time for you to turn your badges in and give it up. There's no amount of money. There's no amount. ICE, y'all got to be Trump supporters to think that somehow money can protect you from God. I've never seen anything this ignorant in my life. If you really do believe that money can protect you from the public being upset with you running around here and terrorizing people, I got to wake you up and tell you no, money can't protect you from that. And if you are a person working for ICE and Donald Trump or anybody in the Trump administration is telling you to do something that is unlawful, or you just feel deep down inside just doesn't sit well with you, I honestly think it's time for you to actually just hand in your badge. Hand in those badges. Because believe it or not, once Donald Trump leaves the office, all right, and his health isn't looking good, you might not even get that pardon, right? And we all got the evidence. We all got the footage of what you've done. You got to live the rest of your life in this country knowing that you are on record doing this stuff. It's sad, it's evil, and it's completely vile. And MAGA knows this. All right, we got another story. Look at this. And again, I didn't want to go into this because people say, well, Zeus, you're a race baiter. No, I'm not a race baiter. What I am is I'm a person who loves this country, and I understand what being a good person is versus being a bad person, all right? And who wants to see women being treated this way in America? This isn't the country I was brought up in. I was always taught you respect women, you respect your neighbors, you respect all people. In Jesus Christ, you know who Jesus Christ is, all right? In the Bible, all right? And then if you're going to be a Christian, then act like one. But what we're seeing right now is just pure hypocrisy. Here's another story, and then we're going to get to judgment. ICE detains a mother walking to work to a house in the richest suburb of Chicago. She was crying out that she couldn't leave her daughters, witnesses said. She was begging, she was begging to call her mom for help, who may have her paperwork. Kennelsworth is considered the richest suburb in Chicago, with a median household income that exceeds $250,000. Home prices range from $1.5 to $2 million, with some properties listed in the high $5 to $14 millions. All right, so she's basically walking through this neighborhood, just trying to go to work, take care of her family, and then boop, boop, guess who we have? Who wants to hear this?
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are
Who
you
wants to hear
okay?
this?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
And it just breaks my heart, ladies and gentlemen. It really does, because I'm pretty sure these people that are doing this to this innocent woman, they call themselves God-fearing Christians. MAGA, let me make it real clear to you. The reason ICE is getting a bad reputation is because, and I'd hate to even say this, but I've been talking to a lot of Republicans offline, and even some folks who voted for Trump, and they say, we're down with securing our borders, but this is too far. Yeah. So if they can at least have this moment of clarity and recognize this is way too far, then there perhaps, maybe if you feel like you need to put a mask on, that should tell you you've gone way too far. Only criminals, honestly, except for during the C-19, during the pandemic, only criminals wear masks. Only criminals. So to the ICE, people out there working for ICE, if you ever, and I'm going to tell you this, feel the need to wear a mask in order to do your job, and it's not tied to a health reason, it's not tied to Halloween, then that means you're nothing more than a criminal with a badge, in my opinion. And so I'm not promoting any kind of violence, because that's not what this is about. I'm asking the ICE agents who are working for the Trump administration to at least come to your senses and acknowledge, if you have to put that mask on, acknowledge to the rest of us, you look like a criminal. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have no other choice but to do it. Let's go ahead and warm up this lake of fire. It is sickening, Coco. It is. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending ICE, not the good ones that are actually just trying to do their job, but the ones that are running around here obeying unlawful orders, masking up because they're afraid to be identified, because criminals feel the same way when they're committing crimes. Join me in sending them where they belong, straight to hell. Yeah. All right, now listen up. There's more. There's always more that I could talk about, but this show, like I said, it's Friday. We got to get in and out. Now it's time for me to check in with all of the lovely viewers out there. And what I want to do is try to, reach across the aisle this morning and hopefully engage in some meaningful dialogue with some of the people who are still supporting Donald Trump. And I don't want to argue. Who wants to argue anymore, right? Facts are facts, all right? Yes, thank you all for supporting the live. I appreciate that. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to make sure I'm going to make Kelton famous, or wherever he calls himself. Hey, Kelton, it was really sad yesterday to watch you get up here and tear your draws in front of all of us. I was on my backup account, but he got up here and he was mad because we told him that the incident in Butler was staged. But Kelton, until you can come to grips with what happened on January 6th in C-19, and then Butler, and then with this Israel so-called peace deal, you know what? I think it's best that you just sit your special behind down and you keep listening to this special broadcast. Because I would say you're worse than Tiny Tank Top Tim. That's a huge W, Zeus. He's worse than Tiny Tank Top Tim. He's an out of control white guy. Who thinks he can just walk around TikTok and tell people to think and act like he wants them to act. No, Kelton, welcome to America, all right? It doesn't work like that, all right? You better sit your special behind down and listen to us when we're telling you what's really going on out here, all right? And you need to quit defending things that you know are evil, corrupt, and vile and wrong. You're not going to trick any of us that it's acceptable, all right? So let's go to the box. If you're a Trump supporter, ladies and gentlemen, please identify yourselves in the comment section as Trump supporters, and then what I'll do is I will try to bring you up and I forgot to acknowledge this. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say this. Shout out to Maria Corina Machado. She got a Nobel Peace Prize, all right? And thank you. You did an outstanding job upholding democracy in Venezuela. Get it? In Venezuela. So she's got a Nobel Peace Prize, but you know who hasn't gotten a Nobel Peace Prize, and you know who probably shouldn't and doesn't deserve one? I'll show you. This is it. This guy right here. I hope to God he never gets a Nobel Peace Prize. I hope to God. How are you going to give this man a Nobel Peace Prize? He hasn't ended any wars. He says he's done 8 or 9. No, he's ended 0. And he started so many of them, especially with these tariffs. I mean, have you seen what he's doing with these tariffs? Our allies, they don't even like us anymore. You just saw what Putin did to Ukraine yesterday. No, he doesn't deserve anything except for handcuffs and a jail cell, as a matter of fact, if you ask me. So no Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. Thank you. No one, he doesn't deserve it, all right? So let's go to the audience and check in with some of the lovely folks who are here, all right? Who do we got this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to the show. Live. Matt, good morning. Matt must have accidentally requested up, right? Matt, you accidentally requested up here? All right, goodbye, Matt. Let's go with Jeff. Good morning, Jeff.
What's up, Zeus?
What's going on? You're a Trump voter? Pray for Charlie Kirk. You voted for Trump? Okay. Welcome to the show. Have we interacted before? Sounds like we have.
Maybe a long time ago.
All right. What do you got for me this morning?
So should we just not arrest people if they're crying? Is that what I'm getting from you?
I'm going to say this. If you got to put a mask on to do your job, that might be a bad job for you to do.
So Antifa criminals?
No. What does Antifa
They have to put a mask on to do their job.
Hold on. What does Antifa stand for in your world?
Well, what does it stand for, and what does it actually?
No, come on, man. We don't got.
You want what it stands? What it stands for to me?
No, just what it stands for according to the definition.
But okay, I could say I'm Antifa. Does that mean I'm Antifa? If Hitler says he's Antifa, is he Antifa?
Man. No, because it's also you got to be able to.
If I claim something, I'm the president of the United States of America. Does that mean I'm the president of the United States of America?
No, not if you just say it, sir.
Right? Have you ever heard of a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't think that there's any way that they could be masking a different?
Have you heard this lady? The other day Donald Trump had this round table, and he invited a bunch of right-wing influencers there. You watched it the other day?
I saw a couple of clips about it.
There was a woman in there. She had a black eye. She had been beat up. She said Antifa had beat her up. I don't know her name. But what she told during that time was she said she actually dressed up as Antifa and infiltrated Antifa cells and got the inside details on the inner workings of Antifa. Did you hear her say that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, and she's a right-wing influencer. So you can't help but wonder what's going on now, right? Because for me, Antifa is mainly an ideology, right? Anti-fascist, right? Now,
well, I mean that's what they claim, yeah.
No, that's what it is. There's no headquarters.
That's what they claim. They claim it's anti-fascist.
Who are they? Who are they?
Antifa members.
Is there a membership card?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's just anyone that wants to say it.
I mean, listen.
You're proving my point.
No.
Any bum off the street can just say they're Antifa.
But it doesn't mean they are, like you just said. If anyone says they're the president, it doesn't mean they are.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
It doesn't mean they're Antifa. Yeah, I agree. Do you think? Look, my grandfather.
Can we at least have the dialogue?
I was just gonna say, if my grandfather would not consider them Antifa. My grandfather, who fought in World War II, right, against fascists, would have called them scumbags.
Okay. And that's his right to do it, but just because he says that, it doesn't mean that's.
But he was real Antifa. He actually fought fascists.
Jeff, are we talking, or are you just?
My grandfather fought fascists.
Okay,
that's
so this is Jeff's therapy session.
You understand that, right?
Let me know when I
can
understand.
Talk. Like that's what someone that actually fights fascists looks like.
Let me know when I can talk.
Go ahead.
All right. I get it. You and I, we don't agree politically, so we don't need to keep yelling over each other. But I do think there is something to at least drilling down on some of these very difficult conversations that are happening. And I appreciate the fact that you were able to get up here bravely and try to say this. But you just, to me, said, hey, just because someone says they're the president, it doesn't mean they're the president, right?
Correct.
And, okay, so my concern here is we're just using a paintbrush and blindly painting everyone as Antifa. And I would think that's very dangerous in this country to do. Wouldn't you say?
Well, I mean, when you're communist masking as Antifa, yeah.
Wait. Is it dangerous to blindly start painting random people in this country Antifa?
Let me ask you this. How many of these Antifa do you think actually identify as communists?
Jeff, what did I ask?
How many people that call themselves Antifa identify as communists?
I don't know. But
do you think there's a portion?
Jesus Christ.
Do you think there's a percentage?
Jeff, I'm going to have to move on.
Yeah, I know, because you can't actually have a conversation. You want to protect communists.
I can't even get to that point.
You would love to see communists.
I can't even get to that point, Jeff, because you're crashing out. And it's really early. I haven't even let my coffee kick in, and I'm really trying to connect with you. And I'm just like, hey, either we're going to have a mature adult conversation, or you're just going to get up here and just start venting. I get so irritated when I'm talking to people who are grown, who claim to be like grown men and adults. But when we start pressing you on your belief system, we're not getting you to at least acknowledge what we're talking about. Instead, we're talking about all these things that I haven't even made it there to start talking about. I can get to communism in just a second, but I'm asking you, is it dangerous to just randomly start assuming everyone you think is Antifa and then doing a number on them? Isn't that a dangerous thing to do?
I'm sorry, explain that one word. A dangerous thing to what?
Randomly just start accusing people of being Antifa or anything.
I mean, I think it's dangerous to randomly start accusing people of being fascist. Is that dangerous?
Okay, so
is it dangerous to just randomly
the answer to your
accuse
question
people of being fascist?
So the answer, Jeff, to your question is yes. It is
dangerous. It is.
Okay, thank you. And
correct.
I'm going to give Jeff a round of applause. That's mighty big of you. For you to at least me and you agree that we just can't randomly start saying people we don't like are Antifa or fascists or whatever. We got to actually know for certain that's what they are before we go ahead and bring the full weight of the law down on them, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. So my question is, how do you honestly validate someone's Antifa credentials in your world? Because I have my own ways, but I'm just wondering if you could disclose to all of us how you do that.
Well, I think people that claim to be Antifa go out on the street and cause havoc and destruction should be arrested.
Okay, but that doesn't validate or answer my question. Remember, my question was, so how do you know if somebody is allowed to drive in this country? If a person you look at, how do you know they're able to legally drive? You can check with a driver's license, right? They should have a driver's license, and then you'll be able to determine.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If they claim to be Antifa,
no, because people could claim anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
I'm saying if they back up with actions of destruction,
no.
Then yes, we should arrest them.
Okay. One thing is, vandalism. Does someone who commits vandalism automatically mean they're Antifa?
Again, people that are going out claiming to be Antifa.
Jeff, remember, I asked a question. If someone engages in an act of vandalism, based on your definition, you would say that they are Antifa.
As if they're claiming to be Antifa.
No.
Yes.
Okay, but they haven't actually. So I'll take January 6th. I've heard from the right that was Antifa. You see where this is going? It's loony, right? And I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. This is insane. So if you do not have a verifiable way, Jeff, of validating who is or who isn't Antifa, where does that leave us?
Again,
where does that leave us, Jeff, as a country?
Again, when people like let's take the 12 people that dressed up in black military type gear, grabbed assault rifles, went down to an ICE facility in Arizona, right? And then started opening fire at an ICE facility. Like, would you say that that's a militant group that needs to be taken care of?
If they broke the law, Jeff, absolutely.
Yeah, 12 people with guns opened fire on an ICE facility.
Pews. But here's the thing, Jeff. I could still acknowledge that those. I don't know too much about.
And they don't look how
Jeff,
people in your chat don't even know about this.
Jeff.
Isn't that crazy?
No, we can talk.
Like, this was only a couple of months ago.
Okay. Well, you know what I want to talk about? No, I'm not even going to do it. I'll just say this, Jeff. That situation, I still don't have any evidence that they were Antifa. That could have just been some cult members who were upset. All right, you know we've had a lot of those situations in this country where people are.
They were an organized group of anti-ICE lefty lunatics that grabbed weapons and attacked an ICE facility in Arizona.
Let me ask you. Okay, so I'll condemn it. That's violence. We condemn it. January 6th. What would you label those people?
Protesters.
Okay, Jeff. All right. So I don't think you're here to actually try to learn anything. Then your mind sounds like it's already made up, and this is the concern that I have.
Your mind's already made up.
No, I'm open-minded. People know me. People know
really
me,
open-minded.
Jeff, people know me, and I'll say this.
Trust me, I know you. I know you.
Yeah.
You're not open-minded.
Okay, so here's the thing. January 6th, it wasn't a bunch of protesters. They were a bunch of seditionists, treasonous traitors, right? And you can go look at the footage yourself, and you could just see they weren't just vandalizing. They were assaulting law enforcement officers. Ashley Babbitt.
What do you think
hold on.
What do you think's happening at these ICE facilities right now?
Ashley Babbitt lost her life because
are these
Trump
ICE
lied.
officers law enforcement to you? Are these ICE officers law enforcement to you?
Some are, but then there's
so they're being attacked, shot, and murdered right now by people that call themselves Antifa.
Okay, Jeff, you're
exactly. You don't want to talk about that.
You're using inflammatory. You're using your whole. I gotta mute Jeff. You're worse than you're
killing officers right now.
I gotta drop
under the guise of Antifa.
Jeff, you're using all kinds of inflammatory language. I don't like all of gory language on my platform, and TikTok entertainment purposes only. So Jeff, I got to do you like I did Kelton, put you in a figure four of some sorts and help you understand you got to tap out. So Jeff, listen up, bro. ICE, and I said it at the top of my show, if they got to put a mask on to do their job, then they're law enforcement, but they're what we call criminals with badges. You ever heard of that concept? Criminals with badges. Yeah, these are people who are appointed in positions of authority, but instead of upholding and being public servants, they go beyond that and they start engaging in unlawful conduct, right? You've heard a lot of stories about police officers who may have been caught in a sting and then they've been indicted and convicted. We call those criminals with badges. So, and I'm saying this, Jeff, no one here is encouraging any kind of violence against ICE. I'm nonviolent. But my thing is this, if you got to put a mask on to do your job, bro, you're more than likely, if it's not because of health issues or, safety issues, you're more than likely doing something illegal. And you should immediately hand your badge in and say, you know what? I just can't do it because I got to live in America the rest of my life and I don't want this dark stain on my past. That's what I'm asking. All right, Jeff? Now, when you calm down, you and Kelton, y'all need to go out and go for a hike or something. When y'all calm down, come on back and start learning how to answer some of these real American questions. Some of us, we're tired of the divide, and we are ready to move on. And we can't do it, especially when we have knuckleheads, knuckle draggers like you running around here not being able to hold yourself or your dear leader accountable. All right, so let's move on to the next guest. I don't got all morning to do this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. These people, I tell you, they don't want to take accountability for anything. They don't. And then they want to be victims all the time. Every scenario a Trump supporter comes up with, they're always the victim. Nobody buys that. Nobody buys that a bunch of grown men, white guys, because white guys tend to be more privileged in this country, hopping out of unmarked vehicles, wearing masks, slamming women to the ground, hearing them scream like in a sky. No one's buying that you're the victims. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right, Tammy, I'm going to keep moving it along, all right? All right, and I hate to say it like that, but we are at a point, they say they don't want us to be politically correct anymore, so we're going to say it like it is. We don't need to be politically correct. We're going to tell you what it is. Good morning, Pablo. Pablo. Pablo's Earth to Pablo. Pablo, send me another guest request. And I'll get you in and I'll get you out as quick as possible. Who do we got next? Yes, Hoodlum. How can I help you? I hope that you're here to apologize.
Apologize?
Yeah.
For what?
Oh, so, okay, what do you need? Just get to your point real quick.
Why would I? What are you trying to say, buddy?
Well, I've seen a lot of people had a change of heart, because it takes about 3 months after listening to this show for some folks to start seeing the light. So I hope that was why you sent the guest request, but I'm not getting the vibes that that's why you sent the guest request. So say what you need to say, and then I'll move on because I don't want to waste anyone's time.
Yeah, sure. So I don't think that Antifa is an organic organization.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of many groups that has been captured
Okay.
by foreign interests. We have Devel Roy Singham and other individuals like him that fund and pay for these groups to organize. And look, I understand that there might be some organic protesters out there.
Is that work
But the
calling?
organizational perspective of these protests and these activities, like look at Portland, for example. They have a safe house and they actually do shift change for them to be out there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are you recommending we do?
Well, I think that we need to get down to the bottom of whether or not it's organic. If it's organic and people are using their First Amendment rights, then okay, fine. But I honestly, from
Let
what
me
the
ask you a
research,
question, Hoodlum.
I've been doing research for quite some time on this.
What are your sources for the research that you're using? Because when you go to college, right? You know what they make you do when you write a paper or something. You know what they make you do? They make you cite your sources. Have you ever had to do that?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
So cite.
Well,
them.
if you
could you cite your sources
Sure.
for all of us? Yeah, and I'm gonna write them.
Sure.
down.
So Congress is actually subpoenaed this
website. You know how this goes. Date of the website, date when you ran the website, that stuff. That's how you cite your source. It's called references cited section. Have you ever written one of those?
Yeah, it would be
You've written a references cited
Congress.
page.
It would be Congress, sir.
But Congress is so vague, sir.
Yeah, so it would be.
So no references cited. Just admit it. You don't have it.
Do you know the name?
Just admit it. You don't have it.
Do you know who I'm referencing? Yes or no? Do you know who Singham is?
No, never heard of him.
Okay. Well, I suggest that you and your followers look him up. It's Deval Roy Singham.
Spell it.
S-I-G.
Spell his whole name. Spell his whole name.
Yeah, D-E-V-I-L-L-E. Roy. R-O-Y. Last name Singham. S-I-G-H or G-N-H-A-M. That's how you spell it.
G-N-H-A-M. Okay, so D-E-V-I-L-L-E?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. And I'm not going to really go into any detail about it. I'm just going to... Oh, he looks suspicious in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's an N-E, not D-E, Neville Royam Singh. He's an American businessman, social activist. He's the founder of former chairman of ThoughtWorks and IT consulting company. Okay, is this who you're talking about? He founded ThoughtWorks, a Chicago-based IT position.
Yeah, he's currently under subpoena.
He lives in China. He lives in Shanghai, China.
Yes, that's correct. He has ties to the CCP.
Oh, okay.
That's correct.
All right, fair enough. I'll have to do a deep dive into him. So what I'll say is this: what else do you got?
Yeah, it would be the oversight committee that has him under subpoena to testify in a couple of months in reference to his ties and groups to nonprofit organizations that, I don't know,
Can you give me the website? Can you name the website and the date that you ran this?
Yeah, Comer and
no, it starts with http:// That's what.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. It would be oversight.house.
You really read like this?
I'm just telling you what I have in front of me.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is this.
It was published September 15th of 2025.
Okay, September 15th. Did you give us the website?
Yeah. Yeah, I already gave it to you. Do you need
I didn't hear the
HTTP.
I didn't hear the HTTP part.
Yeah, it's oversight.house.gov.
Oh, okay. Oversight. Okay.
/release/Comer.
Wait, hold on. Oversight.house.gov/ what?
.release.Comer. Yeah, it goes into all of the proceedings on them calling him out and coming in for
All right, so
a congressional hearing.
okay, so okay. This is Oversight Committee releases records provided by the Epstein estate. Chairman Comer provides statements. We're on Epstein now. Oh, interesting. Huh.
No,
that's interesting.
no,
That's
sir.
interesting. So the link you gave me didn't go to where I needed to go. But now that we're on Epstein, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What do you think about Donald Trump, in the Epstein files right now, since we're already here? And I went to the website you told me to. That's WW Hoodlum, all right? So why do you think they won't swear Adelita in from Arizona? Congress, the one you're citing. What's going on?
Well, the government's closed, sir.
Yeah, but why won't they open it so we could get in there, get her in, and probably get to the bottom?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you should talk to Chuck Schumer on that.
Oh, okay. So you know what? You're blaming the Democrats for that. All right. Oh, what's this?
Why wouldn't I? We voted for it.
Okay. Here he goes. Oh, this I love it when they give me evidence. Comer and Luna ramp up probe into COP-linked funding. Okay, fueling civil unrest in the United States. Okay. All right, so what were the outcomes of that? What did they say is the source of it?
Yeah, they're gonna.
Because I could actually. Okay, because I'll tell you what's going on right now, and this is easy. Yeah. Are they mentioning Donald Trump anywhere in there?
In funding civil unrest in America?
Yeah, are they mentioning Donald Trump in there?
No.
So what I'm going to tell you.
We're not talking about that, Zeus.
Well, Donald Trump is the reason there's civil unrest, Hoodlum.
No, sir, that's incorrect.
And if they're not going to tell you that, then we got a huge problem. Because you know what I'll tell you, Hoodlum? Charlie Kirk would be alive if Joe Biden was in office. You know why? Because he had an FBI that actually operated with integrity and was actually trying to protect Americans.
Do you think you have bias?
Huh?
Do you think you have bias?
I know I got bias. I'm biased against the MAGA demon. I hate it. And it's a disgusting stain on this country. And I think that you're biased in a way that's actually harmful to yourself.
You think there's a reason why you guys lost every race and every seat of power in the United States government? Do you think that there's a reason for that?
Yeah. And I didn't really lose.
And you're going to double, and hold on, you're going to double, triple down.
Hoodlum, I'll tell you who lost. You.
Your hate for one man is so disgusting.
No, actually, I'm a Trump hater, but I don't like the base.
I'm glad you admit it, bro.
And I don't hold on. I don't even like the supporters now that don't value their own life.
What do you think of the peace deal that he just brokered in Israel and Palestine?
Stage. I'll believe it when I see it.
You know,
and guess what?
Really
He's only doing that to try to get a. Hold on,
Hoodlum. You guys are conspiracy theorists. You know that?
Hoodlum. He's only trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Huh?
He's trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize. You can hear it every time you turn on Fox.
No, he's trying to save lives in the world.
Well, if he is doing that,
he wouldn't understand.
If he's trying to save lives, he would open up the government and make sure Americans have affordable health care. Why not help save American lives?
We didn't ask for anything, Zeus.
Why not help save American lives?
We haven't asked for anything other than what we passed in March.
Okay, you know what? If you want me to go ahead and play this.
The Democrats are the ones asking for $1.4 trillion in additional spending.
Let me play you what Marjorie. Let me play to you what Marjorie Trader. I call her Marjorie Trader Green. So that lets you know her and I don't believe things. All right, we are not the same. But listen to what she says.
Whether we're Democrats or Republicans, people right now are looking at everything through their wallet and their bank account, and they're going, the price of food has not gone down. They're saying rent has not gone down. Houses are still unaffordable. And now health insurance premiums are going to hike, whether you're on the ACA or having private insurance as well. They're literally going to go up for everyone. And I don't really care about the drama up here. I could care less. I really think we got to fix this issue. I certainly support the president, but I'm not, what would be the right way to say it? I'm not some sort of blind slave to the president.
You're a blind slave, Hoodlum, but listen to what she's saying.
And I don't think anyone should be. I serve in Congress. We're a separate branch of the government. And I'm not elected by the president. I'm not elected by anyone that works in the White House. I'm elected by my district. That's who I work for. And I got elected without the president's endorsement. And, you know, I think that has served me really well. So I get to be independent as a Republican. And I think what helps him the most is when he has people that are willing to be honest with him and not just tell him what they think he wants to hear. And what I would say right now is to the president, and I think he already knows it based on things I've heard him say, is we have a serious situation with health insurance in this country. And I would love to see him come up with a solution. I would love to see, with everybody that works in this town, come up with a solution. And I would love to see Washington, D.C. and the government actually serve the American people for once.
I mean, now she's a Republican, Hoodlum, and she's actually repeating rhetoric that Big Zeus and a lot of us on the radical left are repeating. So what does that tell you with your Chinese research you're doing? What does that tell you, Hoodlum?
So what it tells me is the collective inflation rate, which added to the price index of everything, doesn't go down. And the reason why we have high prices is because the Joe Biden administration thought he was the second coming of FDR and wasted a bunch of the American people's money on Green New Deals for things that never happened. And thanks to the EPA director who's canceled these contracts, we prevented almost $100 billion of our money.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, Hoodlum. So here's the thing.
It's all good, though.
Here's the thing. And Marjorie gave me the word to use: blind slave. That's what you are. And I have nothing else left. I have nothing. I have no Hoodlum. I don't have anything else left to say to you because you're a blind slave, and I don't get it. It must be some
for the left, and you are blindly following your fucking code.
And you see how I caught him before he could get it out? Ladies and gentlemen, Hoodlum, he's the blind slave. He loves being in the shackles, and it's probably something he likes to do when he goes to Grindr. Hoodlum. All right. Hoodlum, unfortunately, your work is basically you get an F minus. I'm going to give him a 0. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire for Hoodlum. Another Trump supporter that can't give us any answers to any questions. He still didn't tell us how he could validate whether or not someone is Antifa. His references cited page was completely trash. All right. And then when we got him on record with Marjorie Taylor Greene actually telling him what we've been telling him, he turns around and does the Biden Democrat shuffle. Hoodlum, do us a huge favor and stop being a blind slave and go straight to hell. There's crazy stuff going on TikTok in the morning. It's Friday. Why do I gotta put up with this? All right, let me get some sane folks in here. Silence. Let's get some sanity in here. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some sane people up in here real quick, all right? I don't got all day to do this, all right? All right, we're going to move it along, bring some sane people up here, mutuals, and then we're going to wrap things up. What a show. Good morning, Misty. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. That was wild.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to me they're struggling to walk towards the light in a way, right?
I mean, you would think them hearing Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I will say this, I'm not agreeing with her. She's agreeing with me. That is the only way I will make sense of this nonsense.
Thank you. W. Missy. W. Missy. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, what do you think is going on, though? I just don't get it.
Well, I think that for Marjorie Taylor Greene to be coming out in the way she is, I believe she knows that whatever is about to be put out as far as the files goes and as far as the financial records, that a lot of Republicans are going to say, I don't want to be attached to this, so now I've got to backtrack. Even though you're already attached to it, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that they're seeing, like, she's privy to more stuff because she's Q, right? So she's all for the survivors, and she's on a different spectrum of MAGA, right?
Right.
So she is going to fight for the survivors, no matter who's on the list. So I think she's privy to a little bit more of information that's coming out. So she's trying to save face as quickly as she can, of course, because she's a narcissist.
Wow.
So we expect nothing different. But I do think that you're going to start to see a little bit more crumbling happening on the Republican side of Congress. because people don't want to be attached to this.
Oh, the W Missy once again. So I saw someone, they wrote, house is crumbling. So, and you just caught that and said that too. So yeah. And so you think that we're getting closer and closer to basically the truth being revealed about all things with Epstein. And then the medical costs that are going up. Marjorie spoke on that. What do you think about that as well?
Well, I mean, I can speak specifically before the bill even was voted on. We were dropped from our insurance. You know, I have 2 kids with special needs that go to a full-time ABA center. And for it's almost been now 3 months, Medicaid has denied almost every child within the ABA center that used to have Medicaid funding. These are kids that can't toilet, can't speak, need one-on-one care. And basically Medicaid is saying we will no longer cover them for their services. They need to go seek counseling.
Wow.
That's basically what they're saying.
Wow. And Hoodlum said something. He said it's the Democrats that are shutting this down, making this happen. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, it's obvious that it's not. It's the Democrats that are fighting to keep the subsidies, which most red states and rural counties benefit from, which all these people voted for this nonsense that's going on. Yeah. And if they can't see also that Trump decided to fund the ICE cream people, let's say, currently, and instead he could have funded military, he could have funded TSA, he could have helped the air traffic controllers. And now they have propaganda videos out at the airport. Did you know that?
Wow. I didn't know that.
Blaming the Democrats. They're playing it on all the TVs, saying if you're having an issue with TSA, it's the Democrats' fault. Like, this is insane times. It really is.
Wow. I mean, and the sad thing about it is you and I, when we see that, we know it's just, you know, him spewing his propaganda. But the concern is you have folks like the previous guests, all the way back to all the other ones. They actually believe this stuff.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. And they call themselves intelligent. Huh?
Yeah, they believe that, but not the 20 million that went to Argentina to bail out. Why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. Any Trump voters out there can answer that question. Why are we bailing Argentina out? 20 billion.
I was going to ask that guy. Like he was trying to say all these talking points that, you know, Fox News regurgitates and whatnot.
Yeah.
But how can you justify 20 million to Argentina? How can you justify our taxpayer money going to fund the IDF's retirement? You know, there's so much that American people need to let the veil be lifted.
Yeah.
And wake up and say, you're working at the lower part. I always call us a like a MLM, multi-level marketing company.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mary Kay Cosmetics or Lululemon leggings, right?
Yeah.
The American people work super hard to make pennies on the dollar, to make paycheck to paycheck, while the people at the top of the pyramid are the ones who are having vacations, buying yachts, and living off of us.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. She's speaking the truth. W Missy. I mean, seriously. And you know what? I'm so grateful that you take time out of your busy morning to tell us all and inform us about all the things you just covered, because that's what this show is really all about. We don't use talking points. We get up here, right? And you told us what's going on and how you're being harmed by Donald Trump's policies. And this is what this is about. So one last question, if you don't mind, Missy. Could you help Hoodlum understand why Americans don't like some of these ICE agents? Because they seem to not get it. And I want to see if you could help explain it in probably a better way than I can.
Well, I mean, I think anybody that has, 2 brain cells and 2 eyes would see zip tying children is something that is wrong. If you can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. But the most recent incident with ICE was they boxed in a mother in the car rider line of her child's elementary school, ripped her out of the car, threw her on the ground in front of kids, teachers, spectators, anybody watching, and then took her away. And if you as a human being cannot understand what is happening in this country is wrong, then it's too late for you. We're going to move past you. I'm not going to hold your hand and bring you through the fire that you created, but we're going to keep going and we're going to try to save what's left of this country.
Thank you. W Missy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Missy. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming up here on a Friday, unplanned, unannounced, but I appreciate it. All right.
Thanks for having me.
You're totally welcome. And make sure you follow Missy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. They go live, her and Tabitha, and they just do an outstanding job. bringing so much truth. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. All right, let me go to my next panelist. Okay, I got to do it. I told Dr. Keisha I was going to bring her up here because I wanted to check in with her. Good morning, Dr. Keisha. Are you here? I just have to accept. It didn't work. It didn't work. All right. All right. I appreciate you too. Let's see who we got next. Good morning, my brother Q Dog. Welcome to the show, brother. Wait a second. There's something in the background.
I can see what your average is doing.
Hello. There's something in the background.
I do these. I do them a little bit different than maybe what's coming out of the
I think Q Dog is busy. All right, my bad, bro. But we'll come on back. We'll go back. Oh, Dr. Keisha is back. Welcome, Dr. Keisha. Good morning. How are ya? Hey.
How are you?
We are doing well. And yourself?
My goodness. I mean, better than yesterday.
Yes.
I felt like I was listening to a school cafeteria meeting while the board meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Well, are you referring to
Hang
RFK Jr. and Donald Trump yesterday when they were talking about the Tylenol thing? Because when I saw that, I thought about you.
Oh my God.
I thought about
It was
you.
all of that. Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about it? Because the main thing is, and you give me a lot of good things, like you said, Zeus, you got to stop eating bacon and stuff like that. So I trust you a little more than the average person. But he said, men who get circumcised, they're more likely to have autism because they take the Tylenol. And so if you don't mind, because it really did a number on me mentally.
I'm still trying to figure it out. First of all, I don't think he knows how circumcision happens. So we in our live yesterday, actually, y'all check the clip out. Dr. Leslie drew out.
Really? So we need to learn how
you
it
snip
works.
that little skin off.
Oh,
it's like a skin tag. It's the end of the skin. It has nothing to do with the length, the shaft, nothing. It is skin.
Shaft. Some of them don't have shafts, but I know what you mean. Some of them don't have them, but we'll keep that clean. But I get what you're saying.
Oh my goodness! Yes. So it is a procedure that happens usually early on at the. Okay. So
all right. So sorry.
No, you're okay. But I'm trying to be medical. I'm trying to be serious here.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Did you know that those who are uncircumcised 5 to 7-fold have an increased risk for HPV infection, which leads to penile cancer?
So they're dangerous.
As well as UTI.
So they're dangerous.
Well, some of it has to do with the extra skin and cleaning underneath it, but also infections like HPV can get. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But you're not going to hear them talk about that. They didn't read. They didn't get to that chapter. They didn't get to that chapter.
Because when RFK said what he said, I believe the impression was, well, we shouldn't get circumcised. You know what I'm saying? That was that's the takeaway that I walked away.
It seems like more hands on women and less hands on y'all. I don't know.
Ain't that something?
It's confusing.
Ain't that something? Yeah. Ain't that something?
Don't even let y'all get circumcised. But if y'all want to get HPV infection, get penile cancer,
I don't.
You're going to get that taken off.
No, I don't. Not at all. No, I want to be clean and right. My body got to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so what you're saying is we shouldn't actually listen to what RFK Jr. and Trump were saying.
I mean, I think it even got to Cindy was saying that they had a cup of water and they said, this is as much vaccine that you get as the water. I mean, it's crazy, but yet they want to sit there and take the MMR and now put it into 3 different immunizations. Wow. Go figure.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know where their math and their data is coming from. I'm going to be honest. And I feel like instead of moving forward and talk about important issues, we got to keep going back to the basics.
Correct.
Circumcision is okay. Tylenol is okay. And acetaminophen, people don't even know generic versus brand names. It's crazy. It's crazy that was on public TV for everyone to see.
Yeah.
But you know what was interesting? Is KFF did a poll, and they said that 2/3, and it is partisan, unfortunately, that there is a small percentage that actually 100% know Tylenol is okay. It's like less than 15%.
Okay.
But 2/3 of Republicans are like, well, probably it is not safe, and they believe RFK Jr. and they trust him with the science. And the Democrats are completely flipped the opposite way. But there is this gray zone of a third of people that are confused,
Yeah.
that are completely confused. And I think it's all because of what he's saying. So y'all listen to the doctors, not the fake doctors. I just did an episode on not every doctor is a doctor. A toe doctor should not be telling you what to do with your health above the ankle.
Thank you.
Also, chiropractors that have scrub hats on does not mean they're actually doing anything besides what they're doing.
Wow.
And if they give you that little pin thing and they're charging you a whole bunch of money to stick that into you, y'all, I mean, I don't know.
They shouldn't
If
do
that makes
that.
you feel better, it makes you feel better.
They
But
shouldn't do that.
please.
But so I've been promoting and talking about this. I really don't think a lot of these Trump supporters will be around, but you don't got to agree with it because you're a professional. But I just say that in order to help see if you can help highlight some of the things the Trump administration is doing that's actually harmful to the Trump supporters, not to the American people, because we get it. I think for the most part, right? But they seem to struggle and because so I think it's important to help them understand how what Trump is doing impacts them directly. Is there a way you
Sugar
can do
lady
that?
friends.
Yeah.
Let's say, like, okay, 1 out of 8 women will get breast cancer. So
Oh.
your premiums are going to go up, right? It's
Mm.
doubling for many.
Fair enough.
And now you can't afford that. And then maybe even your copay or your deductible is going to go up. You have a loved one, maybe your girlfriend gets breast cancer, and y'all can't afford to even get her to go get treatment.
Wow.
That's it, and it's the real sad fact. It's also the sad fact. I heard another line, people were talking about the bird flu, and they're like, it's gone. Trump got rid of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not testing for it. The birds were doing what they do, which is called mating. And now that it's getting cold, they're coming back. And so we're in full force because we're not testing and we're not immunizing the cattle and the animals that we need to. So it's going to
Right.
come back.
Yeah.
So getting infections, getting respiratory infections, getting complications, they happen to everybody every single day. And so now you're going to be in a pickle when you can't afford it. And you think that it's simple, but what always happens? Things come in multiples or threes.
Yeah.
So everything is going to come raining at once on you, whether it's a natural
Wow.
disaster because y'all don't believe in climate change, whether it's somebody breaking their hip, a regular accident, and whether it's an infection or cancer. By the
Wow.
way, as young people are getting more and more cancer, I diagnosed 22, probably 20 some cases of cancer this week. That's why you haven't seen
20,
me. Yeah.
22?
And I'm
Wow.
in a border town. I'm in a small town.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
in a
Wow.
border town.
So what you're saying in the way that I took it is Trump voters, they need medical insurance because they are not immune to some of these things like you just described, right? It could be, vaccinations, it could be cancer, it
You
could be a
know,
lot of things. They are not
it,
immune.
they're not immune. In addition, if you guys are listening to Trump or you're going to go to Trump RX, you guys are seriously about to be in the ER. You're
You
going
see
to be
that?
the ER. Don't take Tylenol, let a fever so you can get a febrile seizure and all the complications that lead to high temperatures
Yeah.
in your body.
And so there you
You're
go.
going to take what else is there?
Tell them, Doc. Because,
What
because
else is there? There's so many things. I
the
mean, the bleach.
ivermectin, yeah, ivermectin,
Oh, ivermectin's over the counter in Texas. So now we see increased urgent care visits because they think my body, my choice, right?
yeah.
Ivermectin is
Yeah.
available to all.
So I hope this is a lesson, honestly, to the MAGA voters out there. Donald Trump is not looking after your health. They're talking make America healthy again. They're talking that talk, but from what I'm hearing and
Where is
seeing,
the epitome of health, though? I mean, I think I think said this before. We have gotten to paranoia and delusion to where you don't even trust the basics of science, but you trust the phone, you trust gravity, you trust health and all of that, but you don't. What?
Beth Lynn says, "Do not vaccinate." Beth Lynn, did you say that, or are you joking? Do you really think that, Beth Lynn? Do you really
Yeah.
think you shouldn't vaccinate, Beth Lynn?
Oh, is that what she said?
Yeah, she says, "Do not vaccinate." So I don't get it. I don't get
I
it,
mean,
Doctor.
listen, Dr. Sharon says the same thing. They
I
can do what they want to, but at the
true.
end of the day, you're the one who's going to have to deal with the consequences of it. Sometimes the sad thing is, though, is that when people don't immunize, it's not them that gets sick, it's a loved one or somebody else that they don't even know that they infected.
Thank you.
That's what happens. So I'm just gonna tell people to look out for me, find me. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't listen to her. They have a fake name and no profile picture.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to.
Don't listen to me, but I'm sure the laboratory work, the diagnosis I made, the autopsies I done, all of that stuff was necessary and verifiable to some loved one.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with
I
you,
mean,
Dolphin. Dolphin says, "Whoever is not vexed, stay away from me, stay the f away from me." And I'm almost and you should add in there, Dolphin. If you didn't get your little snip that the doc was just talking about, you should ask them to stay away from you too because they're dangerous. These people,
yeah,
they're like walking around. They're like biohazards in a way, to be quite honest. Now,
biohazards, and so are their kids now, because
wow,
kids are petri dishes, and now they're unvaccinating their kids. They're bringing them to school, and there was a child that wanted to
Jesus.
so bad just go to school.
Mm-hmm.
This pediatrician was sharing they had a transplant, and they
Yeah.
wanted to go to school so bad.
Yeah.
But
Those
how can
people.
you go to school? Just go to school to be with other kids, but you've got this going rampant. The
Yeah.
kid ended up getting sick.
Wow. Wow. This is what
Yeah.
our country's come to, right? I don't need to be vaccinated. My immune system is the strongest ever. Donald Trump told me.
Okay.
And then they go
It's called layers of protection. See, that's the funny thing. The smartest people do not believe that there's one answer, one way to treat things. Eat
thank you.
clean, exercise like Zeus,
Thank
try
you.
to stay away from fast food like Zeus.
Yes.
I go to the doctor, I get immunized because it's not one thing. It's
Oh, okay.
layers. It's locked up.
Bethlehem said she thought I was giving an example of MAGA medical. Sorry. Okay, so we misspoke about Bethlehem. I apologize, Bethlehem.
Oh,
We don't
poor
want to. Yeah,
Bethlehem.
we don't want to get on you if you're on the right side of this. I'm so sorry,
Well,
but it
someone
look.
who's smiling work. Democrats plantation spread disease.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Like
So
it's
yeah,
paranoia.
yeah,
It's
paranoid.
paranoia and delusion at a point when we're
Yeah.
getting to where you don't trust anything. You're in the Matrix. The
Mm-hmm.
Matrix is a movie, y'all. It's
Yeah.
a movie. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't exist.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Well, Doc, I appreciate you. All right, I'm not gonna hold
Thank
you up.
you.
All right, but ladies and gentlemen, let's give the Doc a huge round of applause. Round of
Bye,
applause.
y'all. Oh, can I do a shout out?
You sure can.
Again,
Go ahead.
episode 25 of the Medical Collective was about doctors and credentialing. So if y'all want to know who's really a doctor, I didn't do a deep dive into the chiropractors. They're going to have a special episode,
Okay.
but I just want y'all to be informed. And for the people that are saying we don't trust her, you know what? Google me. You can Google a doctor. Check out my
Ooh.
NPI number.
Get him, Doc. Get him, Doc. You hit him with that line. Wow. Yeah. Google her, and then let us Google you, which are, we want, it'll come back. No results found. All right. Yeah. All right. But they got so much to say to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
That's
give the
fine.
Doc a huge round of applause
Bye.
again. No lies detected. Thank
I
you, Doc.
know.
I appreciate you.
Have a good Friday.
You too. All righty then. Oh, yes. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, what an incredible show. I mean, we've gotten so much done this morning, and it's just amazing when you can get it all in a nice, good show. Good morning, Brother Val. How are you doing?
That was so much fun watching Dr. Keisha.
Right? She got up here and she cooked, booked, and got on out of here like she always does. It's incredible. It's an honor to have her, seriously.
Oh, it's an absolute honor. I'll never underestimate the value she has been to TikTok. It's amazing, actually.
Yes, we need more.
Right. Need more just like her.
Amen.
And I wanted to, speaking of snip. Speaking of snip.
You got some more news for us.
I want to remind everybody of something because I'm going to use RFK's logic here, okay, and kind of against him. 77 to 82% of all men in the United States are snipped. Okay,
Right.
77 to 82% is what's estimated.
Right.
So by that logic alone, it should be 3-to-1 of snipped men that are capable of autism.
Yeah.
Not 2-to-1, should be 3-to-1.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, people, y'all will fall for anything. Do you know how stupid that is?
But Marjorie coined it. She said blind slaves. That's what these people are. a bunch of blind slaves that just love being suckered out of their money and their health, their livelihood, and as long as they can have some just a corner in their world to just hate on Val, hate on Zeus and the Democrat, they're happy.
And the Antifa argument, I mean, come on, people. Hold on. And to use your grandfather, okay, I'm going to tell you just how disgusting that was. Okay?
Jeff, listen up.
Okay, I'm going to tell you just how disgusting that was.
Okay.
Sir, Antifa, or first, let's start with fascism. Fascism is a political ideology created by Benito Mussolini. Okay? And picked up on by the mustache man, right? So, okay?
Yeah.
All anti-fascist is a group of people that do not agree with fascism. That's it.
And where do you go and get the card that says Antifa, though, Val?
It has an American citizen born and birthed. It should be built into you. Okay? Not wanting fascism in a country with a constitution of democracy should be built into you that you're anti-fascist. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
It's not even an ideology. It's a group against fascism as a political ideology.
But now you're using magical words and you're trying to stir up confusion. The folks are wearing masks and they're burning down cities. Can't you tell that that's Antifa?
No.
Oh, wow.
It should be. Antifa should not be a left or right issue. Anti-fascist is against a political system. Okay? We're against fascism as a system, as we all should be.
We should be.
Okay? But when we have a government putting fascist ideas forth, and you can't deny it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can play up here and do all the games that you want to. And then to use your grandfather.
Weaponizing his grandfather.
Weaponize your grandfather that he would agree with fascist policies? Sir, you never knew him.
Now that's funny, but it's true.
And not only that, sir.
Wow.
Not only that, sir.
Wow.
Most anybody that has been in this country, any family that has history in this country, or even other countries like Europe, wherever, had grandparents that fought in WW2, sir. Most everybody has somebody in their family tree somewhere that fought in WW2.
Yeah, I do. We all should.
Okay.
And so it means that the Antifa DNA, it goes from one person to the next then, right? Is that how it works?
Apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently it skips some people.
Must be due to the snip stuff we were just talking about, the circumcision. Now we know who hasn't been circumcised.
He may be part of the 18 to 24%.
Yeah, so now we got to ask, is your father, did he get it? All right, because if not, then we know what we're dealing with. Because this really shouldn't even be a debate, right? You watch Donald Trump, they had this meeting, a bunch of right-wing influencers, all of them just crying, oh, Antifa beat me up. They did so much harm, but I infiltrated them and I got inside of them, but they're so terrible. And they're all crying about Antifa. And so you have to go, okay, so you're against Antifa, right? And if you're against Antifa, what does that make you?
It makes you fascist.
Thank you, W Val. Huge W right there. There you go. W Val, huge W, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, this argument is so. I don't even get the argument. You know what I'm saying? Nobody that has gone to school can even look at this argument and go, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Because, see, I can tell you where fascism came from. I can tell you Benito Mussolini, okay? Yeah. I can tell you where it came from. I can tell you all the studies that have been done on it for almost a century, actually over a century.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
So for 100 years, that's been studied. Can anybody tell me where Antifa started? Can anybody tell me who the founder is? Can anybody tell me who the leader of the group is? And then you come up and you throw out a name, some political pawn that you're trying to do. Hey guys, I want to give y'all a little heads up. If you're a tech billionaire in this country, you have ties to China.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to say that again. If you're a tech billionaire in this country, you have ties to China.
Yeah. Tell them, Val, right there. And who could you name some tech billionaires?
How about Elon Musk? There's plenty of ties to China there.
Isn't Trump? Doesn't Trump have ties to China?
Trump has ties to China. He paid more money. Hey guys, in his first
it's so easy.
term, his first term, he paid more taxes in China than he did the U.S.
Wow. Think about that, MAGA, while you're sitting around here randomly accusing people of things.
Now I'm going to say something kind of weird. Am I mad at him for that? Not really. Okay.
Mighty kind of you.
Okay. There's no reason for me. People do business worldwide. Okay. And if you do business worldwide like a tech billionaire would, you're going to have ties to China and you're probably going to pay taxes in China.
Amen.
Okay. Does that make you a bad person? No, I'm not going to say that makes you a bad person. Is Trump a bad person? Absolutely. But I'm not going to say that's what made him a bad person.
Facts. Yeah. Not that we could come up with a list of other things that we could.
The fact that let's talk about real problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's talk about unemployment rising in this country. Let's talk about that we're actually losing jobs. Let's talk about, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that our dollar's starting to fail again. Okay, it really can't afford that, to be honest with you. Let's talk about that. Like Dr. Keisha was talking about earlier, let's talk about that medical issues are going up. Let's talk about people's medical plans are about to go up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about people are going to be kicked off of Medicare and Medicaid that they truly need.
That part.
Let's talk about that we're not taking care of our elderly anymore. We're trying to throw them to the side.
Amen. Bankruptcies are up. Yeah,
right.
Tell them, Don.
Yeah, bankruptcies are up. Foreclosures are up. Okay? These things are all happening right under your nose as you're sitting here talking about fascism from the 1940s and blaming it on a group of people that just don't want fascist policies. As you're looking at a president put forth fascist policies.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. Has we have a group of law enforcement in this country been unfeathered and you know what I'm saying? Untamed would be the right word.
Yeah.
Going after people because of the color of their skin, and a Supreme Court that agreed with that against everything our Constitution stands for.
That part.
Okay? This is what's going on in this country right now, and you want to talk about Joe Biden?
Sick, evil, vile, disgusting. Well, you must have struck a nerve, all right, Val, because guess who decided to check in with you? I don't think he wants to talk to me. He must want to talk to you. If you got a few minutes. DJ, you want to talk to Val about something?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and get it.
I just want to make sure I understand. I don't disagree with what Val says, that we have bigger issues and we have big issues in this country. No question about it, okay? But are you seriously going to act like Donald Trump started all of these issues? These issues were here before Donald Trump became president.
Our grocery prices were actually on a downfall. Our unemployment rate was actually going down.
What is
Our
unemployment rate?
our job creation,
I thought you were going to let him answer your question, DJ.
Yeah. Our job creation was going up. Our stock market was on a steady increase. Our economy was on a steady increase. Our GDP was on a steady increase.
When you say a steady increase, what period of time are you talking about, Val?
Everything from 2022 forward.
Oh, so 2022 forward, this country was nothing but on the way up.
It was. It was moving up. Every aspect. Go look. Every aspect of this country was moving up.
Okay, so you're going to tell me that unemployment or jobs or inflation, none of those things did anything but trend up from 22 forward. Is that what you're saying, Val?
From 22 forward, inflation went down.
No. Did it have months where it went up and then went down? Or was it just a steady downward trend?
It was fairly steady downtrend.
You remember how high inflation got, DJ?
In 2020, sir, in
Okay,
2021, our inflation got
we're
up to
getting off the
almost
point. We're getting off
9%,
the point.
correct?
Yeah.
Our
DJ.
inflation got up to almost 9% in 2021,
Yeah,
correct?
DJ, let's not pretend that didn't happen.
I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. I lived in it, my friends.
Okay, and then from 2021, after several bills getting the supply chain fixed, inflation started going down, and it was a steady downtrend from 2022 all the way through 2024.
What was the best month of unemployment, Val?
I think the best month of unemployment in his was like 3.2. I think, is that correct?
I
Roughly.
don't think you got to 3.2.
I do believe it did get to 3.2. Actually,
tell me which month it got to 3.2.
DJ,
Sir,
wait a second. DJ, we don't come up here and have our notebooks out. We just want to talk.
And I don't have mine. To be fair, I don't have mine open either, Zeus. Okay.
Okay, but what is the purpose of these questions? Because what we're trying to say is Donald Trump is making matters a lot worse.
Let me tell you what the point is, that unemployment numbers are higher, no question.
Oh, thank you.
Inflation is higher, no question. Okay.
Thank you.
But we're not talking about the kind of turnaround or the kind of difference in numbers that equate to this country has gone to heck in a handbasket. Okay. we're talking in small amounts of numbers. Okay. Are they going the wrong direction? Absolutely. Okay. But I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and to be honest, I came in about 15 minutes ago, so I haven't heard the whole conversation, okay? But what I did hear is you guys defending Antifa. That's what I heard. Is that what you're doing? You're trying to
defending Antifa? Who am I defending in Antifa? I'm defending the ideology of I'm defending anti-fascist ideals. What does that? And that's because Antifa is just an acronym. Like I asked Zeus. This is the question I'm going to ask you right now. DJ. Tell me who the leader and founder and creator of Antifa are, please.
I can tell you right now that I can absolutely see the violence, and I can absolutely see
violence doesn't come from Antifa.
Oh, okay.
Violence comes from people. Antifa's against the political ideology.
Val, what about the Cato Institute and violence?
I just want to make sure I understand.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Wait, do you want to know? You want to know about political violence in this country, sir? Let's look at that.
DJ, please, come on, brother.
No, come on, please yourself, Val. You're trying to tell me that Antifa does not create any violence in this country. Is that what you're telling me?
It does not.
A group that they go by the name Antifa. They have not created any violence.
Tell me who that group is.
You are either
tell me who that group is.
Liar. You are either liar
who that group is.
As hell.
Tell me who leads that group, please.
I don't have any idea who leads it.
Tell me where the membership is. Hey, but you know what? You know what I can tell you?
No,
I can tell you who created fascism.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I can tell you who put it forward.
DJ,
you want to talk about Mussolini? Is that what you want to talk about?
DJ, I can't even hear Val because you're so angry.
You damn right I'm angry. I'm listening to you guys. You want to talk on one side like you're for peace, you're for this, you're for that. But you're going to turn around and support something like Antifa? You are the biggest bunch of hypocrites I've ever seen. And you know what, man? You could try to preach this and try to corner it and say, oh, well, who's the leader of Antifa? I don't need to know who the leader of Antifa is to see what they've done, to see how they've tried to shut down demonstrations. They try to shut down businesses. They try to act like there's some kind of radical group. It's a bunch of wusses is what they are.
Okay, so DJ, you see how I was able to listen to you, and I'm being very respectful. Why is it you can't do the same thing? We get you're upset. But the issue is your anger is being directed at the wrong people, and we're trying to get you to see that.
No, sir.
Well, if you would listen to it, if you would listen to us, you can't even hear us respond to you. If I was really as weak as you are, as much of a snowflake as you, I would have dropped you right now and said, "Get that off of my platform." The fact that I can sit here. And I told you, I'm like your big brother in a way. You should really follow the good qualities that I'm showing you. Okay.
If you're supporting Antifa, you ain't my big brother, man.
Okay, well, listen up. You need to learn how to listen. Because guess what? The world doesn't owe you and doesn't have to bow down to you. You should practice listening and stop making yourself out to be a victim. Now let Val do what he's doing, please.
Sir,
let Val do what he's doing.
Hold on. And so you know what this is. This is a study that was done by the Cato Institute. Okay. Cato Library. Okay. This is done by the Cato Institute, sir. And then I'm going to pull this up for you right here. Now you see this little list of things over here? You know, foreign nationalism, Islam, left, right. You know what I'm saying?
Separatism,
and unknown and other. Okay, sir. Which one of those groups do you think is responsible for the most political violence in the U.S.? And I want you to keep in mind that this is as current as Charlie Kirk. Okay.
And is Antifa on there? Is Antifa on there, Val?
Do you see anything that says Antifa on there?
I don't.
It says left.
It says, okay, we'll put Antifa on the left just to make DJ
well, it says left, although Antifa should be a universal form.
Okay.
But sir, which one of those groups is more responsible for political violence? Sir?
Now, before we give DJ the answer,
say, Val? I can't read it.
Hold on. Before we give you the answer, DJ, are you willing to accept it?
Absolutely not.
Go ahead, Val. Val, please give him the answer.
Go ahead.
Sir, there it is. The first one, which is foreign nationalism, is 1%. Islam, 23%. The left, 10%. The right, 63%.
What's included in the right?
The right ideology, Republicans, all the way through,
DJ. Can Val at least make the point without you getting so triggered? Quit being
I'm asking
snowflake.
for an example. I'm asking for an example of the right.
Hey, like I told you, that was right down to Charlie Kirk.
Huh.
Say again?
Okay, this is current, sir. This is as current as it gets in a study.
Give me an example of who is on the right, Val.
I'll tell you, the Patriot Front, the Boogaloo Boys, the
Boogaloo
Keepers,
Boys, yes.
You know, these white nationalist groups.
Yeah, the white nationalists.
So we give you example, the ones that say, you know, the tiki torches, you know what happened. Remember Donald Trump said these are very fine people on both sides. DJ, I've given you the examples. Now, we don't want to answer no more of DJ's questions because we know you can ask 1,000 questions, bro. We don't got time.
But sir,
well, then here's a statement for you.
When
Charlie Kirk was unalived, how many riots and protests did you see?
How many riots and protests did we see?
How many riots did you see when Charlie Kirk was unalived?
Well, sir, you know what? People don't usually riot over that situation.
Oh, really? Oh,
No,
they don't
sir.
riot?
Did we see?
Why would there be?
Hold on.
Oh, do you remember?
Hold on, sir. Stop. Stop. Did we see riots? No. Hold on.
Because you don't like my answer.
Hold on. Did we see?
How much violence and property damage
Sir.
and death and
DJ,
unalived workers
DJ, we're trying to be civil. We're trying to not be snowflakes. All right, and I don't want
you asked me a question. I'm about to give you the answer, sir.
Go ahead.
How many riots did we see over Ronald Reagan?
Over what?
How many riots did we see over Ronald Reagan?
How many riots did you see over Ronald Reagan?
How many riots did we see over JFK? How many riots did we see over Gerald
You're
Ford?
saying there was no political violence when JFK went down?
There was a bunch of riots. Can you please tell me a riot that took place
went
because JFK was taken out, please?
There was absolutely protests when JFK went down.
When? Where?
Look it up, Val.
No, I already know the answer. There wasn't.
Just like you said, I don't have my pencil in front of me.
There wasn't, sir.
The right was
There
the way
wasn't,
that you
sir.
described it.
There wasn't,
right was
sir.
the way that you described it.
There's people that got together
Charlie
and
Kirk
vigil,
was
but there was
unalived,
no
you're telling me
riots.
there wouldn't have been massive protests and
Now,
massive...
hey, sir, hold on a minute. There also was no riots over George Floyd.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. You're a pack of idiots. You're liars, every single one of you.
Val, that was so easy. You did a great job, Val, taking out the trash. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Val a huge round of applause. You know, the Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee from you.
Here's what he needs to know. Here's what he needs to know, and everybody needs to remember when this subject comes up with the people on the right. There was a lot of protest. 98% of them peaceful, and of the 2% that weren't, over 90% of them were people from the right.
Thank you. Yeah, DJ, and I would actually go as far as to say this. Based on the way DJ and everyone from him on that gets into my box, I really do believe a lot of the violence does come from the right. These people can't stand when you challenge their belief system. They immediately default to threats, violence, and then you just see it and you go, yeah, I can understand the stats now a lot better. You all are somehow they're so attached to Donald Trump that if you just say one bad thing about Donald Trump, they feel like they got to just do the unimaginable to you. It's sad.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I wouldn't do anything like that if they talked about Joe Biden. Okay, well, you know what? I still love my freedom. I'm not going to jeopardize that over Joe Biden. But the right, oh, they'll do that. Seriously, get some help, DJ.
You can be mad all you want, but you're mad at the wrong things. You're going after a group that doesn't even exist. You're going after pure fiction. Pure fiction.
Yeah. And stay off the Fox News. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, listen up, Brother Val. I got to get up out of here. We made it. We did a lot today. I went well past my time slot because I started a little late, and I owed it to all of you to do that. But I want to make sure I give everyone a huge round of applause. Thank you, Val, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
That was a good way to wrap things up, seriously. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, listen. That concludes this broadcast. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all get back out there and keep standing up against Donald Trump and his fascist regime. Make no mistake, they don't like it when you call them out on everything from them being fascist. I didn't even like to use that word the way, but now that I understand it makes them angry, I'll keep saying it because they don't have any problem saying Antifa. The other thing is this, you also got to keep reminding them that Donald Trump likes to stage events when his poll numbers are tanking. And you need to remind them that it's all just one big Hollywood production. Dr. Strange Love patent, right? No matter what, when his poll numbers get low, he doesn't mind sacrificing any of his supporters in order to try to get the base galvanized behind him. And so we're going to keep calling that out. And we're also going to call out that this government shutdown that's harming his supporters. You know, on part of me says, well, this is what you voted for, right? Part of me says that. But then the other side says, you know what? Let's let bygones be bygones and get this country back on track and blame this whole entire thing on Donald J. Trump and his administration. And so that's where things stand in this country. Does Donald Trump deserve a Nobel Peace Prize? Does anyone think Donald Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize? Because I'll be the first one to tell you, no. No. No, he is not bringing peace at all. He's bringing chaos and destruction. And the Bible actually, it warns you to be on the lookout for those who are actually out here promising peace. Those are what they call false prophets. And we've seen what Donald Trump's spiritual advisor has been caught up in. And it was very disgusting and involved harming children. So don't fall for the okie doke. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you all deserve a huge round of applause. Thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and analysts. But on a second note, I also got to give one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. And who do these booze and shame go out to, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to go out to all of these Zeus haters out there. And you know what I like to say. These are not just my haters. These are also your haters. And what do they like to do? They like to blame Big Zeus, right? They like to get out here and they like, oh, Zeus, you're spreading hate. You're spreading this and that. No, I'm not spreading hate. I'm spreading love, all right? And what they like to do is... they like to pretend that they're the victims, but they're not the victims. Val, you did an outstanding job pointing out that a majority of the violence, guess what, comes from the right. And instead of them actually embracing that and doing the work it takes to become more patriotic, more American, they'll turn around and blame me. All I'm doing is bringing the truth. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them one last round of booze and shame. I got to get up out of here.
Silence, you MAGA.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and have a great rest of your weekend. We're out of here. Woo! Have a great rest of your morning. We did it. God bless you from the UK. What a great show. Hey, lady boss, thank you so much. Let's go. Bow, W, heaven. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Keep up the great work. Do not let MAGA get away, ladies and gentlemen, with what they've done to this great country. They want to try to complain about everything. No, we're not going to fall for it. And DJ, Kelton, I'll name them. Snuggles, all of you, do us a huge favor and go right back to that dark place you came from, Giselle. Let's go. I love you too. Thank you, Dr. Keisha. I appreciate you. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. The city is the bomb if the city's making pain. Ooh, throw up a finger, feel the same way. Trey putting it down for California, yeah. What a show. We survived. Hey. Somebody say yes, we do. What do you think? And let's go, W Garrett. Woo, Lady Boss. Woo. Newsom, 2028, yes. Yes on Prop 50. I forgot to say that. Yes on Prop 50. W. Gavin Newsom. Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. Soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing screaming, creating some money and alcohol. The life of a West Side player with cameras and strong ball. Hey. In Cali, where we riot, not rally to live and die. In LA, we wear chucks, not valleys. Let's go. Stay loafs and khaki suits and ride is what we do. Closer but have caution, we collide with other troops. Famous because we throw jams. Worldwide, let them recognize from Long Beach to Rosecrans. Bumping and grinding like a slow jam. Hey. West Side, so you know I'm Lady Bob. No man, say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is ready, put they Mac down. Give me love. Thank you, Lady Boss. You taking care of your boy real good. I appreciate you. All of you, actually. W. Oakland, yes. I see your sticky fingers. It's a little lower because I'm not at home, if you're wondering. I'm not at home. That's a little lower over here. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. W-N. Thank you. Hey, shake it. Shake it, Uncle Rocker. You see what they do? Shake it. I'm not shaking it, but somebody needs to be shaking it out there. It ain't me, all right? Because, you know, I just get to look spectator. I'm a spectator. I got to get out of here, seriously. Y'all be making me work, so. All right, ladies and cutie. MAGA is so uneducated. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great rest of your morning. Keep kicking butt out there.